to the point. So our first speaker is Kwaji Vayalaya Eunice. So she's a passionate, dedicated professional committed to a career in service, technology, engineering, and mathematics. She has demonstrated history of leadership, mentorship, volunteerism, and community impact. Solution focused and highly driven. Eunice approaches every task with efficiency and excellence, embodying strong ethics and a commitment to continuous learning. Eunice hails from Adamawa State, Nigeria, and she graduated with top honors from now University of Nigeria, earning a Bachelor in Engineering in Petroleum and Gas Engineering with an outstanding CGPA of 4.99 of 5. She was recognized as the overall best graduating student at now University of Nigeria in 2024. She has gained real-world industry experience through multiple internships, including Cypher Cent Limited, Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC), and the Arab Oil and Gas Summer Internship in Marietta, Ohio. At Cypher Cent, she explored research and programming applications in energy transition, decarbonization, and machine learning in the energy sector. At NUPRC, she reviewed field development plans for producing and exploration companies such as CNL, SPDC, and NAOC. In 2024, Eunice took on a significant role as the project engineer representing a company at the Nigerian Petroleum Licensing Round in Lagos, contributing to discussions on upstream asset management and investment strategies. Her impact extends beyond technical expertise. As the president of Society of Petroleum Engineers, now University of Nigeria chapter 2023-2024, she has led major initiatives, expanding membership and organizing impactful programs, including career talks benefiting over 500 students. She has also served as Energy for Me ambassador with SP International, inspiring young minds to explore STEM and the energy industry through hands-on activities. Eunice's achievements have earned her numerous awards, including the Girl in STEM Leadership Award 2024 for outstanding contributions to STEM education and mentorship, the ALPOEM Outstanding Academic Performance Award 2024, and the Silver Standard of the International Duke of Edinburgh Award. She was also recognized as one of the top 50 students worldwide for exceptional performance and leadership at the International Petroleum Technology Conference in Bangkok, Thailand, where she represented Nigeria as the only female student selected. With a strong background in technical writing, data analytics, Python programming, and leadership, Eunice continues to advance in her field while advocating for women in STEM and community development. She is multilingual, proficient in English and Yoruba with basic knowledge of Hausa, Spanish, and Chinese. In her free time, Eunice enjoys research, learning new languages, solving puzzles, playing board games, discussions on energy, technology, and innovation. Yes, so please let's make welcome Eunice Kwaji. We can give a round of applause with the reactions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ezekiel. I love to add that Chinese part because I feel it's a very important part of my process. And thank you all for joining. Thank you all for your time. And I really appreciate all of you being here. So I would really love this session to be as interactive as possible. I don't know what we're applying for at the moment, but I hope that within the span of this conference or within the span of our interaction, we will get to understand what we want to put down, what impressions we want to leave to people that we're writing essays to, and more importantly, what story you are going to tell to people. So I'm going to share my screen because I prepare a slide, and I would love for us to start writing down questions. If you have any question, write down question, write down your thoughts, start thinking of things, start brainstorming through the process of this meeting. So I'm going to share my screen. Said that, yeah. so we can get to it. Ezekiel, please can you confirm if you can see my screen?
I can see your screen.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to welcome you all once again to this meeting. As we discuss, for me, I believe showing your authentic self is the most important part of any essay writing you are going to be doing. So, for the table of contents, we are going to get into generating strong essays, minimizing dependence on AI. All of us that use ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and so on and so forth, it's not a problem. It's just when it becomes so utilizing as a tool, not as a crutch. You know what a crutch is basically for people that can't walk. So, but we can think, we can try to put down information that's brainstorming and not telling AI to tell you every single thing that you want to write in your essay. For you, there are a lot of opportunities. You just have to know which is right for you. Additional tips for writing success and also into this presentation. So as we go into all of this content, we're going to use them in my essays. So generating and structuring strong. I always say this: when you're brainstorming, you have to write down the key terms or the key points you want to see in your essay. You can use bullet points. You don't have, at the beginning of constructing an essay, you don't have to have all the ideas at once, please. You can just write down key bullet points, showing your structure, production, your body, to make something clear. You know, for every paragraph, we should have a topic sentence that introduces it. Is you have to make sure that you are stating the points and you're not clogging points together. Let me continue. So you can start with a hook. I always say this is you can after the first paragraph, and I'm going to essay. The other one is support evidence. Whenever you are giving an essay, the thing that makes the essay yours, or yeah, basically that makes it say here personal experiences, which you are going to see as go on. So, the issue are you passionate about? So, first things first, say a compelling story or statistics. And if I'm to answer this question, I'm probably going to start with the bad. For example, if I'm going to take waste, for example, I'm going to start with the bad waste as done to public living, clean water, our environment, the statistics that shows how many people are suffering from death due to terrible waste disposal practices in Nigeria. And then state why it matters, what its impact has. You can start with the statistic. Okay, normally everybody should have good quality of life and so on and so forth. Then at the ending part, which is the conclusion, should always tie back to the introduction, to the beginning. You're not saying, oh, then you now start saying another story. Let me take you to an essay I wrote for the IPTC, the National Petroleum Technology Conference. The statement of intent said in 300 words or less, please describe why you would like to attend IPTC Education Week. And now they said items to consider including might be details about your academic background, future career aspirations, strengths, challenges you've overcome. You may not be able to capture each and every one of these points. They just give you like a tip as to what you may include or what you may decide to leave out, basically. So pick whatever you know you have a strong story to tell. Everything is about story. Everything is about saying what your experience about this particular situation is like. So how you tell it is what matters. How you tell it, let's see. So for the statement of intent, I began by answering the why. Why will I like? Oh, 1 minute. It says my screen has gone off. Can you see my screen?
No, ma. Please reshare.
Just as I'm coming, let me reshare. Can you see it now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So they asked the question, why would you like to attend IPTC? And I started by answering the why before going ahead to talk about my background. Or, as we said earlier, before using a hook. So let's go. So now I answered participating will arm me with not only the first-hand knowledge of the oil and gas industry, I'll also be able to join useful insights. Then I put in my own personal experience, stating I have loved to always, I have been giving back to society and I love to give back to the society. And through my service, it's a personal experience. Through my service, I've understood the importance of environmental costs, improving energy access. So now you see back to this stating a statistic, why it matters, its impact. Okay, now let's get back to it again. If you look at the paragraph after the first, it's stating, I look forward to learning from experienced experts in the industry. And I want to say a very, very important point. I think I added it to the slide, but I don't know why I can't see it now. Always understand the theme of whatever program you're applying for. I know I'm going to say it later on. So you are able to tie the theme into whatever essay you are writing. So the theme was energy landscape. I think, yeah, it was understanding cutting edge technology innovations as well as understanding the energy landscape at the time for this conference. And so I tied it into my passion and into what I have been doing so far. I stated at the end, the last paragraph, that my goal is to be at the forefront of green energy. Has greatly reduced carbon emissions to sustainable levels, and I believe this conference will contribute greatly to it. Stating whatever you want to draw from your program you're applying for, or from maybe applying for, is very, very important. They want to see why you are applying for that course and what benefits to have on you and your future. That's why I stated both my present goal and my long-term goal, being at the forefront of green energy. And then the last part I always add is learning a new language, because I love learning new language, and I know that when I got there, I could use my Chinese and my Spanish with people little, and it's very interesting when you pick people interest by speaking their language, and from there you just continue with English if you cannot continue. So again, minimizing dependence on AI. It's a tool, not a crutch. Understanding that you can use AI to maybe say, oh, I don't know how to start. I don't know how to start applying for this essay. Can you give me an outline? But when you make AI the most important part of your essay writing, you will not be able to write a compelling story. Remember, I said essay writing essays is telling a story. Even making presentation is also telling a story. So again, you fact check and personalize your content again. When you are editing, and you want essay to maybe reward or make it nice, you should make sure you manually go back to edit to ensure authenticity. I mentioned 3 points at the beginning: passion, authenticity, and purpose. Let's go on. Another one, structuring ideas to meet counts. Now, see, the other essay I showed you was 300 words. Although I had many more things to say, but the most important thing is whenever the organizers look at your essay, they want to see at a glance what you are striving for. You don't know at what time your essay met them, though they are always giving time to understand um, your essay or go through your whole application. But it's best to be concise. Use your active voice. Always use your active voice. I always say it to every essay. Making sure that you write clearly and you are direct. Don't be passive. Where okay, I did certain activity, and be sure, give numbers, give numbers. There was a time I was applying for one essay and I asked, and they were like, I reached out to some of the organizers, and they were like, oh, and we will understand better when your work is more data dense, in the sense that whatever thing you've done, make sure you are able to write figures, not just put in ordinary numbers. Tell why you're putting those numbers. Remove redundancy. Even if your words doesn't meet the word count, you don't have to meet the word count. Outline 3 points per section. 3 points minimum per section. So ensuring that whatever point you're not making it redundant, as I said earlier. I'm going to make an example from the parts of my essays, the IPC, award and recognition. It said, please indicate any award or recognition you've been given. At the time, I was applying at, I think, ending of 2022 to go for the IPC 2023 conference. So now this is how I made it look like. Things are played very necessary that some of the activities run to people that are in other countries. So what I do is I say the activity I do, make it concise. We saw that, be concise. I put this figure to show how important it is for us to go straight to the point. Too much story wouldn't be nice. To make it redundant, you keep telling the same thing over and over again. Let me get to it. So I said I received the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award. Though I did a lot of other things, except from the humanitarian service, we did personal building, we learned skills, but kept that aside because you can always search for this award anytime. But the thing is, they may not have the time to search for the award, so be concise. The second paragraph now stated what the award was about. Very short. The other one, I stated another of my recognition and award. Following it like that, concise. I made sure to spread this paragraph so that you understand what I'm saying. So everything is leading up to one thing. Let us not bring in a lot of things. Make sure that you check which essay is more important for you to show, which is not. Now, understand what the organizers are looking for. Always do a thorough research. I'm sure you can see it at the end. Ezekiel, please, can you confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, ma, I can see your screen.
Thank you. So if you look at the end of this, my PowerPoint, you can see that I wrote, if it's a conference, look at the theme first. Understand why the theme is there. The theme is not there for you to, oh yeah, I'm attending this conference and this is the theme. No, you have to put the theme into whatever you are whatever. The conference theme 2023 was balancing the energy landscape through innovation and sustainability. Let me take us back a bit. I mentioned here that cutting-edge technology and innovation for providing affordable and clean energy. Remember, my passion was, or still is though, but at the time of writing this conference, my passion was understanding the cost of improving energy access. I was able to go to communities that had poor access to clean and affordable energy. So I tied in the theme of the conference to what on the organization's mission and values. That's why I put a big when it was time for essay writing, a lot of people that are qualified. So it's very important for you to reach out to people that have done that essay. If not that essay, similar essays that you've seen they've won. And that's why we're here. Because I'm writing all this, I'm able to put up this slide not only from my experience, but from experience of people that have been able to assist. That is why I'm able to give this presentation. I don't know 100% or even 90, but I know I can. I'm no longer the person that will look at an essay for 3-4 days and be like, where will I start from? I know how to start from my outline, brainstorm. Again, demonstrate how your goal fit their objective. I've said it again. The theme, the objective, their mission, their values. You need to understand them. Now, this is another part of the applications for IPTC I applied for. Extracurricular activities. I'm sure my course will talk more about extracurricular activity and how important it is. Excuse me. But if you are not on LinkedIn, please be on LinkedIn. People have a lot of things to celebrate. People have a lot of things to share. But the most important thing, or the most important part of everything, is you. I want you to draw insights to what I'm about to show you. This. At the time of writing this essay, I was the secretary of think tank committee. I served as assistant secretary. Bear in mind, I held other posts after this essay. Programs chair, president, I was ambassador, so on and so forth. But I want us to understand that your small or little experience, as we say, is still very important because I wasn't going to get IPTC. I was just like, there are a lot of things people have written. There are a lot of people that have a lot of big posts and I haven't done much. But I knew what I had done in the extracurricular activity I decided to go for. So the thing is not doing plenty. The thing is doing what you need to do. How does it align to the goal of what you're studying or your future goal? And now draw insight into it. Because I knew the time I was submitting this essay, I was like, let me just submit it for. I put my best into it, of course. But then I was like, I don't have much. So don't think like me, 2022. So I want us to look at this. Assess your opportunity. Before we go back to that, assess your opportunity. Why you want the opportunity and why it is right for you. There are a lot of eligibility requirements for you to check. You look at the commitment for people that are applying for all these maybe courses that need essays. I think in NITDA are those ones. That's just an example. Check how much hours you're going to spend. If you can spend the hour, so don't, because if you're not ready to put in the work or commit, you apply for the program or for the for the likely not to get it. Now, how well will you grow? By the time you analyze all these things, does it align to your short or long term goals? I want you to see, I use this so that you see how important it is. If you don't understand all of these things, you'll be like that guy that is at the top bottom corner of this presentation. There'll be a lot of things to look at, but then you don't know exactly where you want to go. So, but when you have decided, oh, you meet the eligibility that align to maybe your short term or your long term, you are able to give in the work, you're able to put in the work, then you're good. You get. So that's one thing. Now I want us to look at this. I went straight into it. Please indicate. That's what they said. They didn't ask me a question. They said indicate. They said this may include clubs, non-professional societies, certificate programs, and volunteer activities. I mentioned the post I held, and I mentioned what I did in that post I held. The second one, I was appointed student ambassador, and then what I have done so far in that position. The other one, I was appointed assistant secretary, what I've done in that program. And again, I included my internship because my internship was uh it came at a time where I was supposed to be relaxing and enjoying, but the fact that I was able to draw a lot of insights from there, it was a very, 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 very beautiful experience. Let me go ahead before my time runs up. Now, for additional tips, I want us to understand that there will be blocks. We may feel, oh, let us not wait for the D-Day before we write all the essays. Maybe there are 8 essays and we decide to write a night 2. We may experience blocks. So we don't want to look like that lady there. So let's take breaks. Let's change environment. And I know a lot of every phone now has notes. So as soon as you think of something, as soon as something pops up in your mind, just quickly take up your phone and just scribble down, just write anything. And I'm sure that it will help you out later on. Because some of the experiences, I don't know how well to maybe say this and say this again, but some of the experiences that you have that will be so beautiful, so unique, so authentic, may happen when you are not paying attention. So the thing is, always be ready. Always know, oh, maybe you may not have an essay to write right now, but start thinking of something. And then you will find essays to write. You will find essays to write. So, as I said, be authentic and showcase unique experience. If I'm going out to go to work tomorrow or Monday morning, it's not the same route I take, you take. So everybody has unique experiences. Conclusion. Excuse me. Purpose, authenticity, passion. Why you want the essay, show how badly you want it. Authenticity, drop essay a little bit. Drop AI a little bit. Drop AI a little bit. AI should not tell you every single thing. And then showcase your passion. As I with a lot of industry experts. And let me tell you something. One very, very key advice I, uh, I will give is sometimes as students you get tired with school in general. So when you get tired, when you put yourself out there to go for all these conferences, you get you're like somebody that in this heat they poured cold water. Really, you feel refreshed. You feel like you feel like there's light at the end of the tunnel because there's some kind of encouragement that these people you meet at this conference will give you that you've never seen, right? Do you have any questions? Okay, that's the end of the my time is up. So thank you so much for please drop them in the chat box. Thank you.
Let's give our speaker a round of applause. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. My note is, I don't know if you saw my pen. I've just been writing since. Yes, so thank you so much, ma. And without wasting much time, we can't wait to have our next speaker, Mr. Justus Igwe. So, in a split second, I would open up his bio and read it out to us, and then he has the floor. Mm. Mr. Justus Igwe is a petroleum and gas engineering graduate from the University of Port Harcourt, where he now serves as a research assistant focusing on sustainable energy projects. He graduated in the top 3% of his department, and he led the Society of Petroleum Engineers Uniport chapter as chapter president, securing the SPE International Outstanding Student Chapter Excellence Award and consecutive wins in the SPE Nigeria Energy Challenge contests. He is currently serving as the Assistant SPE Cares Chairman of Abuja Section, where he works tirelessly with the board and council to carry out community impact initiatives and members' welfare programs. His experience spans various international engagements, including participating as the delegate for the 2024 Offshore Technology Conference Asia (OTC) in Malaysia and the 2024 Regional Paper Contest in Uganda. These experiences have deepened his understanding of energy challenges across diverse regions and informed his commitment to global energy solutions. Justus also has practical experience from internships at Schlumberger Nigeria, Total Energies, and Bonitas Energy Solutions Limited, where he honed his skills in project management, engineering, and sustainability. His recent research includes a paper comparing carbon management strategies between Nigeria and the Asian market, examining the role of academia and domestic oil companies in Nigeria's energy sector post IOC divestment, and assessing the impact of industrial gas consumption on the Nigerian economy through a non-linear ARDA approach. In addition, Justus is engaged in data-driven solutions, bridging the gap between data science and the energy industry. He has published 3 papers focusing on eco-friendly energy solutions, renewable energy, and sustainable engineering at the 2024 Nigeria Annual International Conference and Exhibition, and will be recognized as an energy leader for tomorrow at the 2024 Energy Intelligence Forum in London, UK. So, with a resounding round of applause in our reactions, let's welcome our next speaker, Mr. Justus Igwe. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much. I need to mute one of my mics because of this. Okay, but can you can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
All right, this is perfect. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I am amazed myself. I'm amazed. So let me just share my screen quickly. Okay. All right. One minute is coming up. This network situation in Nigeria. Have you been able to see it? I don't think so. I don't know why it's not responding, but let's give it some time. So today's meeting, for me, it will to be a conversation. It will be a discussion. So it's not just me that will be talking. I really need to hear from you. You know, what are your fears? What are your concerns, and everything um, you've thought about before this meeting. So I just want you to pay rapt attention and also engage as much as you can. Write, jot down things because they will be helpful. That I can say they will be helpful. Um, this is not good. Since this screen has not yet. I'm facing some technical issues, so um, I don't know if I can send. I think I'll send you.
Can you share it to me so I can help you share this way?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I think I'll be able to do that now.
You can see your
All
screen,
right.
sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, Let me present it in full. Okay. So thank you. I'm very sorry for those technical issues. We'll get straight to the business now. So I titled this presentation from rejections to recognitions, mastering the art of winning applications. And I'll take you through the outline, which I said is going to be a conversation. Today's meeting is going to be a conversation. Firstly, we'll set some open reflections. I'll take you through my journey, and also my story, then common misconceptions. Then I'll give you some winning formulas you can apply that have been tested and trusted, and that'll help your essays resonate. And we'll look at the bigger picture and then we summarize. So this quote by Ananias Nin says, "We write to taste life twice, in the moment and in retrospect." You understand this as we move on. Let's just keep on going. So start with an icebreaker. I can see we're all stressed from the day, so I just icebreaker so we can, so I want you all to comment in the chat box on whatever part of the world. If you are in Nigeria, please specify the state. Please, I want to know what part of Nigeria, be it south, east, west. Just let's do that within, let's say, the next 10-15 seconds. Okay, I can see people from Port Harcourt, two from Port Harcourt. I'm not seeing, we have about 30 people here. So we have, all right. So that's nice. That's nice. I mean, I thought this is just going to be Port Harcourt event, but I thought it's just going to be Abuja, but I'm seeing Anambra. There's someone from Wow, there's someone from Ibadan. Wow, this publicity went viral. That is good. And so I want us to listen now. This next slide I'm about to show you, I want you to pay attention. It's more like an activity. It's an icebreaker, but it's an activity. So you'll be asked to count the number of F's, the letter F. You'll be asked to count the number of F's in the statement that will be displayed in the screen. So I will not say a word, but I'll give you 5 to 10 seconds, minimum of 5 seconds, maximum of 10 seconds to do that because you don't have time. So here it is. Time has started. All right, time is up. So I want you to comment in the chat box how many F's you saw. Okay, someone said two, someone said six, somebody said two, three. I love these responses because that's to an extent, it also goes to show those that pay attention to details. Um, Based on what my previous speaker just said, she really did a fantastic job. He said, make sure you read in between lines, understand the team, understand what you're supposed to do, the essay questions, so I'll be able to write excellently. Um, let's go back to that slide. Let's count properly. From my own end, I can see about 6 F's. I know most of you missed the letter. I think it should be off. From that word off, I'm sure most of you will miss it. There are one or two other F's. It's fine. There are 6 F's here. I saw somebody writing 7. No problems. You tried at least. But sometimes in essays, don't do too much. We'll get to enjoy the session. So finally, what's the one thing that scares you the most about writing an application? Because sometimes some people don't even have that motivation. I don't know why, but just let me know what scares you the most about writing an application. If I'll yes, you can comment on the chat box, but I can allow somebody to speak. If anybody can raise his hand, just one person, anybody that feel like talking. But if there's none, then I'll just read words on the chat box. Plenty essays. Manuela says plenty essays. Another person says rejection. Rejection. Ah! Rejection. Why will you? Okay. Yeah, your opinions are valid. I mean, and the truth is there is no essay writer that does not have these fears. You get, there's no person that have aced an application that does not have these fears. Self-doubt, promises, self-doubt, and all of that. Let's still ask ourselves, have you ever poured your heart into an application and faced rejection? How did that make you feel? I want to see sincere answers, please. Just within 5 to 10 seconds. Just give me your sincere answers. You cried. Promise. Sorry. That's so emotional. Joshua felt sad. Wow. Abdulaziz, you are raising your hand. Do you want to say something? Maybe I can permit you to speak. Oh, you are no more active. Okay, no while. Let's just continue. So there's no how you really feel good, but what our advice, which we'll still get to see in this presentation, is that rejections is an inevitable part of success in essay writing. There's no essay writer that will never face rejection. So you that face a rejection, if you give up, that means you've just lost another opportunity to make a change. And I'll show you some statistics, but let me just finalize with this icebreaker. If you knew that rejection wasn't failure but redirection, how would that change your approach? This we see that sometimes that rejection is actually a lesson. Don't see it as a rejection, just see it as a lesson. I see failures basically as an experience, as a lesson that I've learned that will help me do better next time. And so remember that the first draft of your essay is just telling yourself the story. So firstly, you have to tell yourself the story. In that moment, you have to be as sincere as possible. You just have to pour out your heart. You don't need to write it on a laptop, type it. You can write it. What I do my own way is to write it in one or two jotters I have. I don't even look at the words. I don't look at the word count at that moment. I write as much as I can write from my head regarding the question that I been asked for that essay. And for some of us that started writing when AI was not in play, ChatGPT, she mentioned DeepSeek. I've been hearing this DeepSeek. I've never seen anybody that has used it, but that means people are very much ahead in this AI world, which is good. But understand their way for a benefit. In fact, some of these applications now, when you use AI, they know they have AI detector, so you most likely don't not get a chance. You get, but um, writing authentically first and foremost allows you to pour out your heart into the application. Write as much as you can write, and another day when you come back again, edit. You should always edit, but not just write once and submit. No, edit and all of that. Then at some point, you now need a guidance. You need support from friends and mentors, which my previous speaker spoke about. You need to reach out to people that have done before. And also at that point, you can even bring the AI. Yeah, I feel AI is better at that point because now it's going to refine your ideas, give you better grammatical structure and all of that. But essay writing is not even about grammar. We'll get to see that. This this is a bit about my journey, right? I faced some rejections. I just hid some values. I mean, some details so that we will not really see that. But I really faced some rejection, sha. I just put two out here. But the thing did not deter me, it did not stop me. I kept going, I kept going. And today I can't even count. Sometimes I forget the number of um, applications that have been accepted into. Sometimes too, I don't even get to participate. I get some virtual scholarships and virtual fellowships, but I don't get to participate because of it's kind of overwhelming. I have a lot of things doing at that time, so I get to just miss out during that time frame. And this is just because, to a large extent, I've mastered the art of writing applications. To a large extent, I can tell you that once I write an application, I have a very high confidence, and that's for this um, normal academic undergraduates that have really been practicing over the years. You get, so now we're going to move ahead. So, um, but as part of my story, these are also a few acceptance letters. I got one in 2023, I got another in 2024, and they also serve as motivation. But then for me, it's not that when I get one, I relax and say, okay, I've gotten it, I'm happy, and I move. No, it's an opportunity for me to even shoot further and get some more higher um, opportunities. So these are the odds. I want to bring it to you so that you also be aware of the competition where you are going against in essay writing. 80% of successful applicants for fellowships and scholarships apply more than once before getting accepted. Some people apply up to 5 times. Some people just apply twice, but it has been proven that 80% of people, of successful scholars for fellowships and scholarships apply more than once. So it's normal. It just goes to show that 8 before they are being accepted. So don't lose faith, don't lose hope, and keep on applying. It's just 1 yes you need and you get it. Second stats below just shows that 20% of applicants 20% of applicants are successful. So it's very tough. That's somebody's messaging me. Let me just check. It's very tough. So let's just continue. I want to tell you about the misconceptions. Um, I just wrote about three of them. So I just got that information now that the meeting may expire. So if the meeting expire, attend please rejoin. I don't know. It's good. I think they've
Yes,
sent
the
a
link
new
will be
link
sent
to
to
the
the
group.
group now in like a minute's time. The new link will be sent to the group chat.
Okay, so in case it expires, you can rejoin. But let's just continue. I hope it will not expire. So um talking about these misconceptions, which is I just rephrased it as the harsh truth about applications, why most people fail. First, people have the misconception of someone has is a strong first class CGPA guarantees success. Some people, yes, this is their advantage. They have it, it works for them. Like you have that CGPA and you're able to, make them impressed with your result and all of that. But the truth is that they don't really rely on your academic background. That's just the truth. In fact, from my experience, okay, me as a life example, and out of all the applications I've gotten, all the scholarships, all the fellowships, I've never applied, at no time have I applied with my CGPA up to 4.5. There's no time. Yes, at some point in my academic journey, I don't have level, but there was no time the cumulative was up to 4.5. So I'm not even that category of, not even yet. I've graduated, so I'm not in that category. So, but I really maximize, all of these opportunities. Let's go to the second point. The meeting is still on. It has not ended. So let's continue. My story isn't interesting enough. These are another misconception people have. You feel that you don't have enough to write about. Your story is not interesting. I mean, when they sense, that's a big lie because it's not about what you have, the story you have, but it's about how you tell it. Yes, a storytelling is different. Yes, I can have a beautiful life and all of that, but if I cannot be able to communicate it well, excellently, then I'll be missing out on some of these things or some of these opportunities. So it's about how you structure your essay and about how you tell your story. Last misconception is just about this. We don't have this English strong. We don't have this English strong. The truth is, and that's one of the reasons I ran to engineering, thinking even writing much more applications. When I start, I've been writing letters, I've been approving letters, I've been in the world, and it has been fun for me. It's about strategy. It's about your structure. Structure is very important, and it's about storytelling. Then we'll get to some examples shortly. I present to you the winning formula, which I just made mention of. These are the pillars of a winning application. You must have a strategy, meaning that you must understand the selection criteria. The previous speaker made mention of it. Understand the why, the question, what exactly they need you to see. I'll show you an example so you get this. Don't forget about the selection criteria and tailor every sentence you write in the application to fit it. Don't just write anyhow, pouring your heart, which is not linked to the theme of the conference or the reason for the application. Secondly, is storytelling. Yes, tell the story that I told you. You can have a good story, but if you don't know how to write it well, if you don't know how to communicate it, that's where the challenge will be. So you must be able to use your stories to make an emotional and intellectual impact. So when you read it, you are touched. I feel that's one of my maybe secrets or something. I use a lot of emotional connection to so when you're reading, you're touched. You're not just reading like, oh, one random guy that's blowing grammar here. I want to be the energy leader for tomorrow. No, you're reading it because you are touched. You are touched. You are touched. doing ability. I don't write big grammar. I have time for all those things because to me, I feel that you that is reading it, you may not even understand it. Sometimes I think, okay, Asia, their primary language is not English. I'm applying to a country in Asia, Malaysia, I apply to Malaysia, I apply to Thailand. I feel that they may not even have strong English background. So why would I be bombarding them with too much English? They may just get fed up and not even accept my application. So it's best you always use simple English that is well structured, logical, like the flow is logical and is very clear. So let's go to this application. I just hope you guys can see it, but just you can zoom in so that I will just go through it sharply. From the question, this was my application for OTC. In 300 words or less, please describe why you like to attend OTC conference. And then I said items to consider including might be details about your academic background, future career aspirations, your strengths and challenges you've overcome. Please don't joke with these details. Way that work for why I want to attend. No. But these details that they've given you, I pay so much attention. In fact, my essay must answer those questions in details. You get that's what I said before. It's not just about how you say it. I started by connecting. If you read the first paragraph, I live in a society where energy potentials later about poverty deepens due to the mismanagement of resources, sustainable energy access, while striving to achieve my goals. This first paragraph is already feeling for but the one that use this as use lanterns to speak, by so doing you're already connected to their emotions. And we are emotional beings. Every single one of us in this world are emotional beings, except those that have killed their conscience. But the truth is, if you can tap into that emotional space of somebody, you can get the person to do anything you want. It's a proven skill, even in leadership, even in communication, and all of that. And so that's part of my academic background, telling them about how I've been striving right from time. And then I talked about my time in school, telling them to I balance leadership with academic goals. I make up top 3% of my department and all of that. My interest is in energy. These are my academic. Answering that question, details about your academic background. Now, the number two tells you about the challenges I've overcome. Don't just go and be writing. You are not paying attention to these details. It will choke you. So now I told them about the challenge I overcame, and why serving as president. That was our energy challenge back then, which we all put our heads together, and in the end we secured a win. So by them reading this, it's not only seen that you face the challenge, it also shows that you overcame the challenge and you are the best. So that means there's something special about this candidate. Then when you go further, you talk about your strengths and your future career aspirations. I talked about that's number 3 paragraph. Now I'm talking about my internship experience at Total Energies, Bonitas, and SLB. These are my strengths. They've given me the foundation to be able to understand the energy industry and to also be able to improve the energy sector of our country. Then finally, I'm now able to tie all of what I've said back to the conference team and back to the conference, to the reason for application, which is what I wrote. The exposure. This OTC will give me the needed exposure to evolving energy trends, diverse perspectives, and all of that. So with this, they may even forget that you needed to even explain too much about why you want to attend. Most times they don't even want to know why you want to attend. They just want to, because everybody has almost the same reason, but they want to see your background, where you're coming from, and who you are, so that they will know whether you really merit this opportunity. You get the point. So you have to be very strategic. You have to apply good storytelling, and you know, be simple with your. So this is another part of that essay, which they said we should indicate extracurricular activities. If you've not been involved in extracurricular activities, please, this is a good time to start. It's never too late. See, as I started it, I did not just start listing this that I've done. I Yes, I have previous program and activities where I improve my collaborative and problem solving skills. Here are some of them. Meaning that I have a large, you get, I have a large or basket of engagement of programs. So I'm just giving you a few. You get. So by them seeing this, they see that okay, this guy has a balanced portfolio. Don't just have the academic engagement. I have the academic, which is the SPE and all of that, but I also have the social impact, which is the Impact Leaders Club, where I served as president. All these were intentional. I started as early as 200 level to really follow up to like 300 level engagement. But I never forgot my core. Like I always find another day. I was also, a Millennium Fellow back in 2020. All those times, all these applications, they was not like AI. So you must pour out your heart and write creatively and constructively. We thank God for all of those things because it's not by all you know. There's the God factor, which I will never fail to emphasize on. There's the God factor that you must pray the warrior. So you must pray your way out, and then hopefully you'll be favored. So this is extracurricular, and this is my award. So what I just want to point out here is, yes, I've been privileged to have some of these awards, recent awards, but you may not have some of these opportunities. It does not mean that you don't stand a chance. You get, you can think about what are your strengths. If it's academic, there's some people that their first class student, they have this exposure, this leadership exposure. They've held multiple positions. They capitalize on that. There are also some people that have received awards. And the truth is, there are some common awards. I've reviewed a lot of applications, and many people too have won. Many people that have won and gotten some of these opportunities too. Even if it's one primary school award you got as the best graduating student of your school, write it there. It's something. Maybe you don't have so much to do right now. Then you also have maybe one opportunity in secondary school. You represented the school in the quiz debate. Think about all of those things. You can put it down. So no matter the application you're writing, just believe in yourself first and foremost that you can get it. If you don't believe in yourself, you may never even get it. So believe in yourself, put in the work, and definitely, you keep trying. Bigger picture, why extracurricular matters. I've said it that see that you're a balanced student. You also have your engagement of extracurricular. You also have your academics fine. You also have your engagement extracurricular. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Everybody's mic is on. I just connected.
All right, thank you because I was confused. Okay, so this is it. This is the bigger picture. Extracurricular matters. I know some people that they like there's the student energy fellowship, student energy career training. All of these things are online, so you're doing it. You're not. So look out for these opportunities. Hopefully, we can share some of those opportunities if we lay our hands on, so that you keep but you also need to be active. I've they've reviewed my profile on LinkedIn. Most times, profile they go and check it. They want to see that you're active. That's what started early to build my profile on LinkedIn. I think I observed that in 2020 when applying for that Millennium Fellowship. I think they said also include your LinkedIn profile. So I became more intentional about building my LinkedIn profile. So it's a good time to start. See, don't feel discouraged because I know when you come to profile, so everybody's always sharing. I'm happy to share. I'm happy to share. Calm down. What you know how to do, what you need to do is maybe go online. There are many ways to get started on LinkedIn. Go online, maybe visit YouTube, just check out the stories of people and then see how they started LinkedIn. That will really inform you. This is not a LinkedIn class, but definitely if you see LinkedIn classes to join and learn more, it's all these things that will surely motivate you to be able to put yourself out there and even present better applications. And finally, network effectively and efficiently. Is in fact most of my applications were reviewed by not just students. I sent a lot of people. I send it to mentors in the industry. I send it to my senior colleagues that have gotten the opportunities before me, that just review and share their thoughts. So by the time mates have reviewed and given me their feedback, those in the industry, my senior, that's my mentors, all of these things, I'm able to put everything together. And definitely I have a high, in fact I'm so confident. So because best. So if you don't do your best, I mean, you may not get the best. So finally, I just want to recall your mind to the common misconceptions, which we've stated at the beginning. Those fears, please, you need to eliminate them from your mind. The winning formula, never forget, is about strategy, it's about storytelling, and then the bigger picture. And finally, we will request participants to submit where we're going to review some few essays and be able to just um, encourage us the more. And by so doing, if you pour out your heart, don't use this assignment we're giving you. Don't use AI. Just write normally first. Write normally first. Time for AI will come. By the time you package it well from your brain, from your mental capacity, then we'll now come, we'll now review it together. By so you're getting better, and to apply it anywhere will not be hard. So that is the end of my session. I'll leave you with this, please. Is a word of inspiration from Louis L. Amor, which says, "Start writing, no matter what. The water does not flow until the faucet is turned on. Start what? The water does not flow until the faucet is turned on." Thank you very much for today, and I'm looking forward to seeing the amazing work you do. Connect with me on all platforms, as you can see, and we'll keep in touch. Thank you. So over to you, moderator, Mr. Allah.
Thank you so much, sir. Can we give a sweet of applause? A round of applause. Thank you so much, sir. Wow. Come on, tap on it, tap on it. Yeah, thank you so much. So very shortly, we'll be questions and answers. Yes, so you can just share your question, then we would pick a speaker to respond to it. And then before we get to that, we are going to inform you guys of the other 6 people, because we already have our first 4 winners of essay reviews here. I'll just call out their names. Give me a minute, please. Odon Victor, Oluwamayowa Oluwamatomi, Marvelous Okorogwe. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing the form for you to submit your essays. Do well to indicate that you were part of the first people to join the call when you submit your essays. So if you have any question, please can you raise your hand? Please can you raise your hand? And you can put it in the chat box too. If you have any questions, we are going to share the question with you on the group chat, right? To share the question for the essay on the group chat. So it's just going to be a very basic essay, and you can write the essay and send it to our speakers, and then they'll review it. So if you have any questions, please you can raise your hand. I will tell you to unmute. Okay, I can see Abadom. Please, you can unmute and see your question. Can Abadom hear me?
Yes, I can
Yes, I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
You've actually answered my question. I was asking about the assignment.
Okay,
So
sir.
you
So you
already
already
answered.
answered. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yes. Please, you can. Yes, Mr. Emeka, please, what's your question?
Please, I heard something about icebreaker. Can you someone explain it?
Oh, that was just what the second speaker used to start his presentation. Like something to just lighten up the air.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks. Yes. Briggs, Mr. Briggs, please, you can unmute and ask your question. Emeka, please, you can drop your hand. Hello, I can't hear you. Please come again.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
My
you.
question, I'll
My
direct my
question, I
question
direct my
to
question to
my best question.
my question.
Mr. Alabi,
Okay,
please
I can go.
mute yourself. All right.
Okay, I'll be directing my question to the second speaker, Justice Igwe. Firstly, thank you so much for your presentation. It's really inspiring and also really nice. I learned a lot. So my question is, I was just thinking about it recently, that if there's a call for essay and we have over 5,000 applicants or committee to review it. So now, did they actually read these essays? We're talking about 5,000 essays. So how do they cut down to, if, for example, they need just 100 essay writers out of these 5,000. So what is their secret? If you, I don't know if you have any inside information about that.
Thank you for your question, Mr. Briggs. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So the truth is, I've not been in such committees reviewing essays for thousands. But what I've gotten to observe is if your essay stands out, you will surely stand out. So I'm never even bothered. I'm shocked that some people are bothered about the number because you don't even know the thousands of people that are applying. You don't even know if they'll be up to 1,000. It's when the application is over and then probably you get selected, then they cannot tell you you are selected or you are among the top 1,000 that was selected out of 10,000 applicants. It's then you will now be shocked that wow, it was this much. But initially you can never tell, so just do your own best. I don't really know how they would, but I'm sure that they cannot pass these essays through a machine cannot really see these essays and connect to it. That's why they are essays. You get, that's why a statement of intent. So I'm sure there's a dedicated team that will review the essays and they'll take their time. That's why you can see essay review or application review takes as much as 5, 6, 7 months, sometimes takes up to 1 year. So they have to take their time, read and be able to select the best candidates. That's just my take. Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Miss Eunice, do you have anything to say to that?
It's really just as he said. What matters is what you are submitting and what you want the organizers to see about your essay. They will see the essay because applied for IPTC, and I know some of them mentioned how they sit in committees and then they gradually split out the essay. But there are a lot of criteria in which they use to break down some things. That's why I mentioned in my presentation that they think is more important for that criteria. Fortunately, you will probably down and thoroughly review their essays. So yeah, thanks.
Okay, ma. Thank you so much, ma. Is there another person that has a question?
Hello.
Okay, Emeka, you can unmute.
Yeah, could you check the chat? Like I sent my questions there. I couldn't like explain it. I can't explain.
Says, you, I mean, so the outline for the essays will be provided in the question. We'll send it to the WhatsApp group chat after this call. Yes. So as speakers, we can have Miss Eunice first, and then we'll have Mr. Justus. What kind of applications should the computer engineering students go for?
Yeah, so it's unique, right? And it depends on your personality. You can consider going for social impact applications, which is general. So, regardless of where you are, I'm sure you need social impact applications to stand out. Then there's also applications that are unique to your department. You get for us in petroleum engineering, we had access to this IPTC, the International Petroleum Technology Conference. We had access to Offshore Technology Conference. So these are unique applications for the petroleum engineering industry. But for your own industry, for your own department, I'm sure. So you have to connect with maybe your heads of department or your president to be able to inform you about such opportunities so that you can also participate. Yes. But
Okay, sir.
surely there
Thank you, sir.
is there is one good thing is to maybe connect online, maybe go to LinkedIn, go search for some groups, just search for computer engineering or computer science opportunities and fellowships. You may see some things. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Miss Eunice, anything on type of applications that computer engineering students should go for?
Okay, so during my presentation, I paused for some time and mentioned the importance of LinkedIn, and he said that you should try to make yourself visible. And the more visible you are, the more you see opportunities. That means you are always there on LinkedIn and you see things that it may not necessarily be what you are studying at the time. It can be what you're interested in. There are hackathons, they advertise on LinkedIn all the time. I see them. And for the ones that, oh, I'm trying to learn how to do this code, or I'm trying to learn this particular programming language, I bet they apply and get energy related learning. But whenever we start doing our we should make sure that we align it with our future goals, where we want to see ourselves on the and so things. We'll see them. We'll see them, yeah.
Okay, ma. Thank you so much, ma. Mika, I hope your question has been answered. If they are, please you can drop your hand. And if they haven't, Miss Promise, Mrs. Promise, I don't know. Please you can unmute yourself and ask your question, ma.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I
Good
have
evening, ma.
I have tons of questions to ask. I don't know if I'm being permitted to. The first one has to do with how do you balance structure and creativity in essay writing? How do you do that? You're going to be creative, structure of the writing process, so how do you balance them? And I think the second one would be what strategy with writer's block. Definitely, we all have writer's block. So I want to ask, what are the strategies you put in place that helps you to overcome writer's block? And also, how do you write an attention grabbing introduction? Mr. Justice said we should write with emotion. Yeah. And I want to ask, how do you try to grab the person that's viewing your applications with your essay? So I think that should be the few of the ones I want to ask.
All right, thank you so much, Ma. Um, I think we can let Mr. Justus answer the question about the attention grabbing introduction, which means you can help us speak to balancing structure and creativity in one's essay. And I think while the speakers were talking, I think they mentioned about overcoming writer's block, right? That so they can add to it when they are responding. But some of the things that I think I heard them say was that you can take breaks, right? That maybe you might not want to write when it's very close to the deadline for the application. Like you can start writing it in paragraphs and sentences before you actually start writing before the date before the deadline. And then I think Miss also mentioned something that even if you have an essay to write, even if you don't have an essay to write, once ideas pop up in your mind, you can just keep note of them, so, like when next you have an essay, you can just collate those ideas and put them together. And like you can take breaks, you don't have to write it at once. Yes. So I'll leave the because if you can still remember, Miss Finis, you speak to balancing structure
Yeah.
and creativity, and Mr. Justus, you can speak to this. We can keep our responses straightforward and concise because of time.
All right, no problem. I really appreciate you highlighting those things because I know I mentioned them when I was talking about I because I specifically mentioned about writer's block and how we can be creative in a sense. So I think it was in one of my slides I said we don't want to look like that woman I put on my slide that had writer's block. So one way is taking a break, as he said, he realized what I had mentioned. Free write, change your environment. And another thing for you to show your authenticity and your unique experience is not writing essays that are required for maybe a week's time or 2 months' time at a go. Stretch it out. That way, you get more experiences that you've forgotten to add written down. So I mentioned my own part of my strategies I use for making sure I'm writing a very beautiful essay in the sense. So this is what I do. I create an outline of what I want my essays to look like. That's why I said we should do a research on things that we want to include in our essays or applications that we're planning on filling out beforehand. So by the time we do that, maybe today I'm sitting down and I think, oh, there's this experience I had. Okay, for example, I attended the 2024 bidding organized by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission at Eco Hotels this last year, 2024. And I looked around and I was like, I could count how many female engineers were in that room. And this is so nice, it's so thrilling. And I saw that the people that I was sitting with, they are so experienced in the oil and gas industry. They are old people in the oil and gas industry, if I'm to put it that way. So I took my phone, my notepad, and I was like, 2020, I'm at the 2024 bid round, and I can look around and I can count how many females are there. I'm very happy to be here. Then going on, I record my experience and what applicants have submitted to be there because we had to submit a technical review for a company. So okay, during the technical review, this was what I learned, this was what I did. That's where I'm going to stop for the writer's block. So going out, breaking down the things you want to write in your essay little by little. It doesn't have to be spontaneous. And now for structure and for balance. I know during Justus' presentation, he mentioned, I don't know if you were there during mine, but I know during Justus' presentation, he mentioned a breakdown of what he did for his OTC application. And I did the same with one of mine for structure. And say when you're talking about structure, you're talking about your passion. One way or the other, they have to come together. That's why I'm going to shortly share my screen a little bit so that you remember what I mentioned. Okay, please just confirm you can see my screen. Let me just go ahead. Okay, so this is what I mentioned here.
Yes, ma'am.
When you're structuring, thank you, but this was about meeting your word count. When you're structuring your essays, you have to be concise. Whenever we're talking about our storytelling and then our passion, we end up being redundant. So that's I mentioned concise. Using your 3 key experiences you want in the essay first. When you highlight those 3 key experiences and you state them concisely, you can now see maybe if it meets the word count, if you can add one more. That's why I mentioned always write an outline of whatever you want to do. I mentioned here that I went straight to explaining my award and recognition. At the time, I felt I didn't have a lot of award and broke down every one I'd received at the time. Not every single one. I only wrote, okay, the one that I felt will catch the organizer or will catch whoever is reading my essay. And I know you mentioned how to get attention, but then that would be just awesome. So I'm going to leave that one. The most important thing in structure, passion, and balancing everything or balancing your storytelling is more like breaking down those 3 points. Be concise, using active voice, remove redundancy. That's basically what I'm going to say for now. But I'm sure if I see maybe like an example or a practical essay that you've written, I will be able to explain further. I don't know if I was able to answer your question, but I hope I did. If not, you can reiterate it again. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Mr. Justice, sir.
Okay, so just got to remember you said promise. You said how best can we use emotions, or how
No,
best can we connect
attention grabbing
emotions to
introduction.
attention grabbing introduction. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So when you study what that's why sometimes writing is not just about writing essays. If you watch, even the advertisers do it, even the movies do it, the TV do it. Copywriters, content writers, when they write the content, that first line they call it the hook. They grab your attention because they know that the 99% of the time that you will just pass that slide. But even on social media, you see it. There will just be one pop-up ad like this that will grab your attention. That is part of what they do. So there are some psychologists that is being applied there, and there are ways you can store it up if you don't know it. In marketing, they use it a lot. So if you study well about marketing, you can even bring it into this um scenario you get. So our advice, go and read wine, study wine, marketing, then read books. Books will also give you a structure of writing. Yes, when you read a lot of books, me, I do more of self-help, motivational, not all those this thing. But if you read all of that, it can help you to write more effectively. But about writing, attention grabbing is simple. Is is just you wanting to. Some people start with statistics. Some people start by asking a question. You can see some speakers in their presentation can start by 90% of students are from the northern side of Nigeria. you'll be intrigued with that kind of status and say, why is this true? Then they will not start explaining, but they've already gotten what they wanted. They've grabbed your attention. So there are so many ways. I cannot recall now, but someone that's into marketing, I don't know if Alabi is into, there are attention grabbing headlines that you can actually capitalize on. What I used in that application and in recent applications, there was this I applied last year for the energy leaders for tomorrow. I wrote about 6 essays, I think 7 essays, minimum of 50 words. That was like the peak of my writing, just a single application. And that one, you have to combine a lot of things that we said here. Attention grabbing, you have to put statistics, you have to use emotions, you have to show that you're knowledgeable, depend on the question. But for what I did in that paragraph, I just used my story. That's a storytelling technique. I used a story of while I was a child. Definitely, most of us know use lanterns to read, but me I use oh, but that was not always the case, right? Remember back then, maybe do something, but that's nice. But I can't explain because that just go to show that we are suffering in the lack of energy access, which is about the story I'm trying to tell. So I was able to think. There's some experiences you've had, but you cannot think about, you cannot remember. So that will be the challenge. But I'll advise you start early. Once you start early, you're able to calm down, think about your past, your previous experiences that you can bring and construct well that will fit into this application. And one thing that will really help you, will not be able to do it alone. You need a guide from senior colleagues and all of that. So when you come from this angle, they tell you no, come from this other angle. Because then they've seen it and they know it better. And by the time you do it 1, 2, 3 times, you'll be well ahead. You kind of sufficient enough to carry on. That essay that I showed us, that's 2024. I'm sure I've written over five. I've applied for like 5 or 6 applications before then. You get, so it was not kind of new to me. So I'll just say start writing. As that quote said, start writing, and from there we'll start to refine it and we'll seek advice and all of these things. And to build your intellectual capacity, because you cannot give what you don't have. So if you build your intellectual capacity, you study online about marketing, about copywriting, about content writing. You can actually take courses on content writing, copywriting, marketing. They help you understand writing generally, and then you can now bring it into the specific field that you want. So I think I'll leave it at that. Full of time. Thank you very much. And nice to see you. Promise. I believe you are the promise I know now from primary. Is it primary secondary school? I think secondary school. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. My promise, I hope justice was done to your question. If not, please you can reach me through WhatsApp. I can connect you with the speakers so you guys can have like a more elaborate conversation. So because of time, we'll be sorry, I see a question. Why are courses so expensive? Sincerely, I do not know. I do not
So
know.
just to address that.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, you need. Um, courses are really not expensive. Depends on where you are looking for them, right? So
Really?
yes. So I cannot really recall so much free um websites now, but number one free website I know that you know of and everybody here knows of is YouTube. We so much underrate YouTube, but YouTube can give you the basic foundation for anything you want to learn. Then there are platforms like Coursera is actually free. You apply for financial aid and then you get to pay little or nothing for that course. But it's your discipline. You be disciplined enough to see that course through to the end. That is for you to answer. Back then when I started writing, I used to buy course in Udemy, not just for writing but for other skills too. Udemy was way affordable then. It's just that now dollar and everything has gone up. So I think it has doubled or even tripled over the years. So um, some of these opportunities are at our fingertips. You get it's just that we're not asking the right questions. When we ask the right questions, connect with the right people, then it will not be far fetched. But Eunice, you can add a few things too. Thank you.
Okay, you've even talked about the Coursera. I wanted to say, I don't remember when last I paid for courses again because I've done that in the past. But when I learned, you could apply for financial aid on Coursera. You could join Telegram groups that send Udemy free courses. You just make sure you get the link on time. When you get the link on time, that's all. Then which other one? There are few others that are free for you if you are committed. I mentioned that in my presentation as well. Check your commitment. The reason why we're even doing some of all these applications is because now they've made even courses that are normally free. You have to apply because they see, okay, people that they are giving for free are not serious. Are you committed enough to do it when it's free? Mm? So the thing is, apply. There's some, if you are into like data analytics, I usually see this NITDA, Nigerian Information Stuff, sending courses or maybe data analysis or machine learning and the likes. And if you apply, they will actually give you for free. There's one that just was applied for data camp or Ingress for good. Am I right? Hello?
Man, you're 100% right. I've gotten many of that.
Exactly. So you have to make sure that you look for them. Basically, I've mentioned some. Check his profile. Check my profile on LinkedIn. You see them really. Just connect with the right people. Talk with the right people. That's why you're here. So thank you. Briggs, you sent a message in the chat. Please, can you briefly throw more light on when you mentioned that there are some criteria and eligibility for judging in essays? Okay, so I mentioned that you need to check your eligibility for every program you want to attend. Are you eligible enough to attend? In the sense that, do you meet all their basic requirements? You may not meet every single one because I've met some of my mentors told me, oh, you don't have to 100% be eligible, you need to just apply. And I went ahead and applied and I got it. So check if you're 90% eligible for it. If you're 90% eligible, leave the 10% and apply for it. The most important thing with essay is the more you write, the more you understand their techniques. So that's why I'm in support of what Justice said. Keep writing. The more you write, the better you become. And for some of these things, IPTC, there was a video. And it was when me, Justus, and I think the other representative for IPTC in Nigeria held the conference, that one of the person that was in charge, Miss Farah, mentioned that the video was even very, very much important than some of the essays that they asked us for. So if you were doing the video, how creative were you? Imagine if the video is the most important part of the application, and then you now flop the video stating, oh, you are doing the essay, so you don't have an issue. It shouldn't be like that. Whenever you are applying for something, give your best. Show all your teeth in the essay. Smile. Say what you want to say. Go straight to the point. You understand? Briggs, I hope I answered your question. And for Emeka, the Telegram group, just go to Telegram and type Udemy free course. You see. There are a lot of Telegram groups. This thing I'm giving you is for free. Oh.
Thank
So
you so
thank
much, ma'am. Yep. So, we actually
Hello.
want to bring.
Please,
Hello,
I didn't
sir.
hear the telegram. I didn't hear the telegram something. Like,
She said
I
you
didn't.
can just go to Telegram and search for Udemy free on Telegram. I think that is for
Okay.
global search. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you everybody for sticking this long. We've been here for almost 2 hours, and we still have a number of people here. I think we are almost 20 here right now. So thank you so much for joining. So we are going to get back to you on the six extra people that are getting their essays reviewed. But I want you to have this at the back of your mind. You don't know, anything can still happen. So please still send in your essays. Still send in your essays. We are going to have a week to work on the essays, and then we'll be meeting next weekend to review the essays, and then we'll also be learning a thing or two about extracurriculars, volunteering opportunities, and the rest. Marvelous, please, do you want to say something?
Yes, please. Good evening, everyone. Please, I wanted to ask if the are we to submit the essays like just to drop it on the group, or there's going to be a particular process for that? And also,
A good,
is it just a random essay of our choice that we are working on currently, or you're going to give us something to write and then you evaluate our response? Thank you.
yeah, thank you so much, Marvelous. The full details of the essay to write will be sent. We are going to give you the question, and then we'll give you a form so you can submit your entries. Yes, that's how we're going to do it. So the speakers would go through them and get back to us. Yes. So as I was saying, next week we are going to be reviewing essays live. Those that have sent in their essays will get their essays reviewed. I really hope that you will take action with this, and this is your cue. So just go for it and apply for this too. Send in your essays for review, and we'll be learning about extracurriculars and volunteering opportunities on the next call. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you. God bless you so much. Have a good evening. Bye bye.
Oh,